Hi everyone, I can see some of you joining. Welcome to the webinar. Just going to give everyone a few moments to keep joining, so we started just a minute or so early. Hi Jolanta, hi Katie, hi Lisa. Probably started something I can't finish there by welcoming you all in. But it's lovely to have you all. We'll just give everyone a minute more to join, then we'll get started. Our very first marketing career jam. I think we've seen a few of you on our other career jams as well. It's a really nice opportunity to get to know a little bit more about what life is like if you actually work with the product. And today, our first time talking about Marketing Cloud, and we've got some lovely experts here with us today. You're not going to be hearing too much from me today. Mainly, I want to hand over to the people who have joined us. So just a brief introduction to begin with. Here we go. Why do we think Marketing Cloud is a great industry to join right now? There's some great stats that the lovely Jen has given us. So maybe we should just do a quick introduction to ourselves in the team first. So Jen, hi, do you want to say hello and introduce yourself?
I'll meet myself. Hi everyone, thank you for joining. So I'm the marketing PR manager at Supermums. I'm part of the Supermums alumni myself. I did the admin cohort in 2019 and then I joined Supermums at the beginning of this year. So I'm still quite new, but with 15 years marketing experience and the admin experience under my belt, the two go very well to each other. I will hand over to Abby.
Yeah, thanks, Jen. So I also did the administrator course as well. Got my certification last October. Have been with the team for about a year now, and I work telling everyone how great some of our courses are, and with a lot of our great sponsors and partners, one of whom is Accenture. We've got Kerry here today who works at Accenture, and you'll hear a lot more from her slightly later. We have also got Vicky, who's here in a bit of a joint role today to tell us how much she loves Marketing Cloud, but she is also a member of our team. So hi, Vicky.
Hi, everybody. I'm head of training with Supermums, and yes, I am here in a double role today as our Marketing Cloud instructor, and then also to share some about my Marketing Cloud journey too.
We have got Bruna on the line as well. Oh, there she is, just popped up just in time. Bruna is actually a super mum, so she did our program, which we're telling you a little bit more about that later, but also is now a bit of a Marketing Cloud expert, so we'll hear more from her. And we've got Daya as well. Hello, thanks for joining us from Sama Consulting, one of our partners delivering a work experience opportunity if you sign up to our course. So not going to go into too much detail about them because they're going to introduce themselves very shortly. But first of all, at Supermums, we've done our admin course for a long time, and last year we decided to launch the marketing course due to demand, really. We were hearing from the industry, from the world of Salesforce, that MarTech was growing. People need this knowledge. In order for Marketing Cloud to grow, we need to train more people in the use of the product because it is so in demand. So there's some great stats here that Jen pulled for us around total marketing budgets. A huge amount is being spent on marketing technology products. Since 2011, there has been 5,000% growth in MarTech, and 45% of companies lack people with the right skills to know how to use them properly and effectively. So it really is a growing industry. And there's some great quotes here also from what Marketing Cloud is trying to do. And I really advise you to go and look at some of the customer success stories and see how Marketing Cloud is actually used by different companies to get a really good full picture of the product. And we're going to send you some links in a follow-up email to signpost you to some of those as well. So, as I said, this isn't really about me today. This is about you guys and the people we've got on the team here. First of all, though, we do want to know a little bit more about you and those of you who are on the call. So we've got a little poll here to ask you some questions about yourself, because we'd like to make sure we answer your questions. So you are also going to be able to submit some questions. But first of all, I'm just going to launch a little poll here for you that hopefully you can see. We want to know a little bit about you. Are you an existing marketer but don't use Salesforce? Are you a marketer and already kind of know a little bit about Salesforce but want to know more? Are you new to marketing and Salesforce? Or do you already use Salesforce and know a bit about it? Oh, I can see some questions coming in already. That's great. So quite a few of you new to marketing, but know Salesforce, but maybe not the Marketing Cloud product. So that's really, really interesting to know. Couple of you existing marketeers. Okay, really good. We will bear that in mind when chatting, and indeed, if you want to ask some questions later, you can. We do have another question about any of you. So some of you said that you are already working in Salesforce, so it'd be really good to know if you already have some certifications at all. If you could let us know. You don't have to tell us which ones, but okay, quite a few of you may be working with Salesforce, but not yet got your certs. Great, thanks. That's really good insights to know. Oh, it's approaching 50-50, no certifications yet, but you're interested in getting them. We're going to tell you all about how you can go about getting one. Thanks very much, guys. So today we are going to hand over to our special guests. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to hand over to Kerry first, who can give a brief introduction to herself and talk us through what it is that you do with Marketing Cloud.
Abby. So I'm Kerry Townsend. I'm a manager at Accenture, which is a large consultancy. So I work in consultancy and have been mainly in delivery. So that's working with clients and helping them use Marketing Cloud, explaining the vision for that, and then actually really bedding it into their organizations. If I just step back a bit, because I know a few of you on the call there actually started with Salesforce. So I've actually been delivering Salesforce for probably, it's over 12 years, and I made a move to Marketing Cloud in the last 4 years. So I had some marketing experience, and having used the platform, I wanted to expand my knowledge and move into Marketing Cloud. So that's sort of how that journey comes in. If we have time at the end, I'm happy to answer any questions about that. But if I talk about what a typical day might look like, so working in delivery, I'd be working on a project. And as that, more recently, I've been working as more of a subject matter expert. So what that means is that within the project, I'm the go-to person to talk about Marketing Cloud. And that means that I might be working directly with the client to advise them on what we can do. I might be looking at technically what we can deliver and guiding maybe a team of people on how we build that and we deliver that. And within that, there are a number of different aspects. So we would typically work with a delivery methodology, and that might be agile, which you would have heard about, which is a very iterative approach. And as part of that, there's a number of sets of meetings that typically happen, like stand-ups and playbacks. So a typical week would be consisting of a number of those sort of meetings, which you know that coming up in the calendar, you'd be working to a set of requirements or user stories that people want to deliver, and that you'd be working through all the different processes in order to be able to deliver that. And then you would go end to end and see where you can like deliver each piece. And that's very much an iterative part. So when I've worked very much in that sort of way, there'll be a week where in 1 week I can be talking to someone about something we might have coming up in a couple of weeks. I might be working with a team that's actually building functionality actually in that week, or I might actually be talking to another set of people that are doing testing or are planning an actual release of Marketing Cloud. So it can be a very sort of fast-paced environment. In terms of advice that I would give people that are starting out in their journey is definitely to, you know, follow the types of links that maybe you'll be sent, or get involved or join a community group where you can find other people and have questions sort of outside your organization. And I actually am one of the leads of the Marketing Cloud user group in London. So there is a group of people that talk about Marketing Cloud and can give you some separation from your organization. And if you're also looking to, if you've come from a Salesforce side and you're looking to get into Marketing Cloud, I think one of the key areas there is typically, at least in the larger projects that I work on, you're always like the client already has the Salesforce core product in some capacity or another, either sales or service, and they're looking to twin that with Marketing Cloud. So therefore, some of the knowledge that you have there will also be valuable. And I would imagine that a lot of the organizations that you might be working in with Marketing Cloud, they might already have maybe a Salesforce core product, or they might be thinking about it, or they have another CRM, in which case, you know, all the information that you understood or how those projects work is still valuable. One of the reasons I really like working with Marketing Cloud or any of this MarTech technology is because on a day-to-day basis, we're interacting with it. So I get emails, I see ads on the internet, they follow me around, all of that sort of thing. And by having an insight of how these tools work and then being able to sort of deliver that or shape that or in certain circumstances guide organizations about how you do that well, as opposed to doing that in a creepy or sort of unwanted way, I think is a really sort of positive way that we can move forward in this particular time.
Thanks, Kerry. That was really insightful. And I think, yeah, that's when people really start to get interested if they haven't heard of Marketing Cloud, when I talk about some of those use cases and, you know, when you got that email and you had that Facebook ad and all that kind of stuff, and it starts to make sense to people. And I think that is one of the things that's really exciting about it is you can see everyone sees its use case every day. You know, we've all had those kind of emails and you know as a consumer when they're good and when you're finding them useful and when you're not. So thank you very much. We've got some questions coming in. We're going to save them to the end. We are going to move on now to Dea. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Introduce yourself. Over to you.
Thank you for having me. Hello, my name is Dahr Nemri. I am the CEO and the co-founder of SAMA. SAMA stands for Specialists at Marketing Automation. We are a London-based boutique Salesforce registered partner, and we specialize in Marketing Cloud. I believe the first time I came across Salesforce was in 2008 when I was working as a consultant for one of the large Salesforce Platinum partners in the UK. Our client was a global organization called Thomson Reuters, and they had a project to integrate Oracle Siebel to Salesforce. And it was at that time when I realized that Salesforce is the future and I need to get more involved in it. I have an example that you might relate to. I vividly remember one time when a stakeholder asked for one field to be created in Oracle Siebel and in Salesforce. The Salesforce team said it can be done within an hour. The Siebel team said it needs to be deployed in the next major release in 3 months' time. So that was when it was a eureka moment, and I realized I definitely want to invest more time and get more involved in Salesforce. I worked in Salesforce up until 2017 is when I delivered a Marketing Cloud project for one of the major retail clients. And I was already passionate about Salesforce, but when I saw what Marketing Cloud can do, how flexible and powerful it is, I thought this is it. Working on that project, I met Leon Short, who is the co-founder of SAMA and the COO. Leon worked as a Marketing Cloud architect in ExactTarget, which before it was bought by Salesforce and renamed to Marketing Cloud. So he has over 10 years of experience, and together we have been implementing Marketing Cloud for many clients in different industries. SAMA was founded in 2019, and we became a registered partner in April this year. We provide all the services related to Marketing Cloud, from strategic and business change consultancy all the way to implementation and training. We are always on the lookout for Marketing Cloud consultants. As you saw from the first slide, the demand is growing massively. And I think it is definitely a very exciting career path for anyone who enjoys marketing or is passionate about technology. A day working as a Salesforce Marketing Cloud consultant, the one thing that it isn't is static, passive, or repetitive. You get to work with different clients in different industries, and maybe when COVID is over, perhaps in different countries. So doing the Marketing Cloud course or being involved with Salesforce Marketing Cloud opens up a lot of doors that could be very exciting. Why do I like Marketing Cloud? I think the flexibility and the number of modules that you get with it. It's a tool that allows you to market to your customers on multi-channel. So it can be on SMS, social, email, you name it. So it is a very exciting product, and it certainly can meet any business need. I believe I finished my time, so I'll hand over to the next one. Don't want to be
Thank
taking any
you.
more time. No problem.
We're definitely going to revisit some of what you mentioned, including an exciting opportunity about the way we're working with you, especially if you're thinking about joining our training. You might end up working on some projects with Sama. We'll tell you a bit about that later. And also, I think talking about a little bit more about the types of roles you have across the business as well. I think it would be really good to revisit that.
Sure.
So we'll come back to that shortly. But first of all, let's hop over to Bruna.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to set up the time, otherwise I'm going to be speaking and talking with you for the whole night. So first of all, thank you so much for all the Supermoms team. I am a Supermom anyway. I did my admin course back in 2017, finished in 18. And my path to Marketing Cloud it started from the admin course. So it started in the Salesforce world for me. Was something about getting into the CRM systems because I was working with another technology company, a marketing company. I have a background in marketing as a marketeer. And I was missing this knowledge about CRM, about a base, to be able to segment more my campaigns and to be able to talk with the tech people in the same level. So I was just feeling that I was missing this knowledge. And I went to the course in 2017. In the middle of the course, I had an opportunity to come on board and work together with Salesforce, with Marketing Cloud. And it was a platform that I just came across, with the competence and with other colleagues, but I was not that into. I didn't know that much. And the same happened to me. I mean, is a platform that I just fell in love with. Why? You can do so many things. We know already that in Salesforce in general, the CRM and the core products, it's such a flexible product. It's so easy to do it, to develop things. You can do an object in hours and you can just build and customize your own CRM in such a very easy way. And this is what I got from the course at the beginning. And then when I went to Marketing Cloud and I realized that so many things that I would like to do it with previous technology, I couldn't, that I found that in Marketing Cloud, I could do actually. I found myself in another position that I was just like, oh my gosh, there's so many things in here that I can do it, that I can even plan and bring so much more. And I ended up working for Salesforce in Salesforce.com first. So this was my first position and I was taking care of different markets in Spain and Portugal and dealing with different types of clients from retail, health, insurance companies, many different ones. And each client that I went to work with was a different project. And this is very exciting for me because you just gain knowledge about the industry, about the clients, about different products. And different from Kerry from the beginning, she was saying about the proper projects. I was doing the sales, right? About the technology. So Salesforce, where are you? You sell what exactly? Yeah, we are selling technologies. So I am working in a position where I sell Marketing Cloud for clients that are using Salesforce or not. Maybe they are using ERP project systems or another CRM systems like Dynamics, for example, and they can connect Marketing Cloud in their own systems. So this for me was new as well, because usually you hear about about Salesforce and you're always thinking about products around Salesforce. So Marketing Cloud is a company that was acquired by Salesforce as a previous exact target, right? About 6-7 years ago. It's very flexible and there's plenty of modules as well. So this makes Marketing Cloud such an exciting product because we can start it from a simple tool to use to send beautiful, dynamic, personalized emails, to open and do a proper cross and multi-channel campaigns. So I can do it in the same journey for client, campaigns of SMS, mobile push message, email, or advertising on social media. This is amazing. So we can touch all the touch points of a client with a single platform. So this for me is amazing in a position of a marketeer where I couldn't do that. I couldn't track. I had problems with the reports and everything else. right now, I'm still working for Salesforce, but I am more in the let's say, the white side of Salesforce. I work for Salesforce.org. So there's a lot to do with the Supermoms anyway. Is the part of Salesforce that is the company of Salesforce that makes a huge social impact. We donate a license of the CRM. We do huge discounts. And my industry now is higher education. So I'm working with South EMEA and probably just getting back to traveling somewhere. I don't know when, but it's very exciting for me as well. I love it. It's a market that is very different. It's a different language. Oh, my time is up. A different language. Anyway, we are not talking about return of investment, for example. We are talking about student success. And this is very weird for a marketeer side of you, right? So for me, I'm learning a lot. I'm loving it. And the ability to be able to be working in Salesforce.org and making an impact through marketing, for me, it's just amazing. So it's something that I really enjoy right now.
Thank you, Bruno. That was really interesting to get an insight into a slightly different use case than people may think of what the product is used for. So working in education, I think that might be something we can have a little chat about as well afterwards, is kind of some of the sort of clients that you work with and some of those use cases that might be a little bit different or unusual. And it shows kind of no matter what your background, there might be a path for you and a right fit for you, which is really interesting to hear your different perspectives, all working in Marketing Cloud, but all with quite different angles and perspectives. So it's really, really nice. Throwing one more angle into the mix, we're going to have a little chat with Vicky about her experience. It's definitely been interesting as Vicky's been part of the team. I feel we've witnessed your love affair with Marketing Cloud over the past year or so. So tell us a little bit about how you got into it and what you enjoy about it.
Yes, I know I've talked to everybody's ears off on certain team meetings and team days and things like that about how exciting a product Marketing Cloud is. I'm head of training, like I said before, and I came from a teaching background, actually. I was an online English teacher and one of the accidental admins, as we like to say. So I came into Salesforce because we were using Salesforce, not necessarily the best way that we could be, and started to learn it. And alongside Brooke, who is our training manager in the US and who runs our admin cohorts over there, we started to learn Salesforce together and then both joined up with Supermoms later. So I was teaching the administrator course first and came from the CRM side. I have 7 different product certs right now, but Marketing Cloud is one of my favorites. I'd have to say probably my favorite. And I became certified as a Marketing Cloud instructor alongside of Trailhead Academy last year as part of our partnership with Trailhead Academy, which I won't go into too much right now because I know we're going to talk about it later. But in order to become a partner with Trailhead Academy, you have to have a certified instructor, and just coming through that program, learning the ins and outs of Marketing Cloud, all of the technicalities, how powerful it is. As Kerry, Dara, and Bruna have all mentioned, it really is such a powerful product, and you can do so much with it, have so many different use cases, and really make it work for your campaign rather than having to fit your campaign around the product or around the technology. So it's been a lot of fun, and I really do enjoy teaching all of the cohorts, and really excited to be starting our next one in October.
Great, thank you, Vicky. We'll definitely come back to you for some of your insights on exactly what some of that training involves and a bit about Trailhead Academy. In the meantime, a few questions for our guests here. So one thing I want to have a little conversation about some of the different roles that are available. If you get your certification, great. Then what? So what different roles can you go into? What skill types, or perhaps a little bit about personality traits as well, kind of suit different roles? So I know there are roles that might be slightly more creative and some which are more technical. So I wonder if you want to unmute yourselves, if anyone wants to dive in with an example of perhaps something that's quite technical versus something that's a bit more creative. Daya, do you want to go? Yeah?
Yeah, sure. So ideally or usually when you finish your Marketing Cloud cert and you're an expert, in my opinion, I think there's 2 ways you can go. One, you can go on the consultancy side where you work to implement Marketing Cloud for customers and different businesses, which is what we do, or you can be working for the client side where you support the marketing department to tailor their system to their needs. So there are, depending on how technical you want to be, how involved you want to be in the marketing, I think that's really where the two routes that I see for anyone. And even each one of these routes will have many, many different doors. So I say it's only two, but yeah, the two main ones.
Yeah. And those do have, like, there are, as Dara said, there are many different characteristics for that. So depending on, you know, the type of organization you work from, and whether they also do like Salesforce core work, like you might have different opportunities to learn different technologies, and also the scale of the projects. So there can be a lot more sort of change management in the larger scale projects with larger organizations. So there are opportunities where you know the product and you can be a trainer within that setting, or you need to have a variety of different skills, which you wouldn't have from day one, but you develop over time. So on the large scale projects that we work on, you know, there might be a group of people that is solely responsible for the business change element and leading people through that process, along with, you know, deep technical architects who are not, some cases specialize in Marketing Cloud, but are also enterprise architects and that are dealing with the enterprise in like the wider landscape for that larger company. Or you can work for a sort of a smaller organization where they're all on the Salesforce platform, right? And the skill set is more around understanding the Salesforce domain products. And those two things have quite different characteristics. So in a consultancy setting, you need to be comfortable with the fact that you don't own the org, right? And that you're advising other people, but ultimately they make the choices, even if you don't like the choices. And they have a number of different reasons for doing that and their own governance and the way that they work. Whereas if you're more on the client side or the customer side, right, you are probably one of the people that is shaping that and guiding that and as part of those discussions. Because I also, like, I was an accidental admin on Salesforce. I was a solo admin on the Salesforce platform for a period of time. And when I made a transition to consultancy, that there was a difference there. So within consultancy, you have to be much more accountable with your time. You have to be able to estimate how long it will take you to do something. You have to set expectations with the other people that you work with about when you'll deliver things. Whereas if you're more of a solo admin, or you're working in a smaller team, you will learn how each other work, right? And you know where the skill sets are, and you naturally sort of fall into a situation where you know, work to each other's strengths. Whereas in consultancy, you might be changing the team, or there's different client dynamics each time. So it's never dull. None of it's, neither one is, like, it always keeps you thinking and growing and learning. So it's a very exciting space to be in.
Are there any particular skill sets, like the transferable skills we talked about? So one thing that rung bells with me there was like change management. So that's not specific to Marketing Cloud, but that's very transferable from other industries. So particularly when you're thinking about the teams you work with, and perhaps particularly if you're thinking about recruiting and new people coming into the industry, are there any specific transferable skills or attributes that you kind of want to see, or that when you see you think, yeah, that's really useful, or that are particularly relevant? I don't know if there you want to go, and then Kerry or Bruno as well.
From my side, I would say business analysis is a skill that is very useful. Understanding what the client needs, what the requirements are, and then being able to translate these business requirements into technical requirements and configure the system to meet the needs. I think that's probably from our side one of the most useful ones. You're right, they have to be able to build a relationship. They have to be on the front line to work and partner up with the client to come up with the best solution that fits their needs. So yeah, and I think, as Kerry said, yeah, managing the time and being able to estimate is key.
Yeah, pretty important. And also, like, there's also the other things that you might not, you know, you formally don't get a certification in, like negotiation, right? Everything in some capacity or another is some sort of negotiation. You're trying to take somebody from one place to somewhere else, and the more that you can build rapport with them and do that. Project management, right? So that's not only managing your own time, but there are, within all of the projects that you work with, there can be someone who is solely sort of responsible for looking after and making sure that everybody's doing the right thing at the right time and looking after the dependencies and the risks, or it might fall to the individual people to do an individual part of that. So depending on the career experience you have, like, I would never think that you want to undersell those, or particularly in interviews, like, to be transparent about that. So I would say that I have changed careers probably 3 times already, and I've been within the Salesforce space for about the last 10 years. But there are things that, although I didn't know at the time, or even when I was making the transition, that I have relied on now that I am further down in my career. And it's also given me opportunities to get involved in events and speaking and all of those sort of things, which, you know, putting myself out there and doing talks at events only helps with my feeling comfortable presenting in a work setting and those sort of things. So people might do have activities in their community or other skills that they work on or they're passionate about, which have transferable skills into any sort of business capacity.
We really like to make sure that the supermums and people that join our courses really value their previous skill sets.
Yeah.
A lot of people are transitioning from other careers,
Yeah.
and they're just so valuable and so important and so transferable. Bruna, did you have anything you wanted to add? Because I saw you unmuted yourself. So.
Yeah, no, basically listen to them and just seeing myself selling, because sell, for example, wasn't something that I used to do. I was a marketeer, right? And then I transitioned to one of the biggest tech company to sell. So this for me was just like a super transition in my career, and just thinking about the clients when I'm going to, and the resources that they have in the house. Once the partner is gone, right? The partner has done the implementation and the partner is gone. So the role that a marketing admin, let's say, or a Salesforce admin or a marketing specialist in the house is going to take when they own the product and the project by themselves. So it's not only technical skills that they need. It's exactly, I was just listening to Kerry, just thinking the negotiation skills. So definitely, I don't think we need a previous special, I don't know how to say, but a previous special something, a marketeer knowledge previously, or a marketing previous experience to be there. You need people skills to be there in this position where you're going to own the tool, and you're going to have to negotiate with everyone else to make them understand what's going to work, what is not going to work. Because one thing is the strategy that they want to put it out. Another thing is the strategy on the tool, inside the tool. And everything else together with all the integrations that the partner has done it for you, and other things that have been thought before. So this is going to be your role in there. So sometimes it's much more a skill that is not written on the paper. You know, your role that they're gonna assume that you. And I see it a lot, because what I do it is I sell the technology, I follow the partner. We just deliver the project almost together, but I am just on the side. And as soon as the project is done, is there, I am following the clients with the courses that Salesforce just delivered that they do. And there's a lot of things that I just come up with the technical people just seeing themselves in a position where they don't need to be that technical anymore, because the platform is easy to use. The partner has done a super good implementation. So they just have to run the campaigns. They have to copy and paste things that are done. The templates are there, the landing pages are there. So they don't have to be that technical anymore, but they need to understand what the business needs in order to be able to paste this strategy in the tool. And it's not any technical anymore. So it's just a bit weird, because when we're talking about the courses, and we're talking about Salesforce, and we're talking about Marketing Cloud, sometimes you're just thinking about this technical skills that you need. And just listening to both of them, I was thinking, you know, it's just not that technical anymore as soon as you have the tool running.
Yeah, and I think that's something that Supermums has definitely realised. And one of our courses now is the consultancy course, which does look at those skills of business analysis and requirements gathering. It doesn't drill too much into the technical side of it. It's actually, okay, well, now I know a bit about Salesforce. How do we actually go about delivering a good project? And that is very much skills across the board, whichever product you're working in Salesforce, really, that they are skills that are needed. So thanks very much. Yeah, don't undervalue all that other experience you've got. It's going to be really, really vital. So just before we move on to talk a little bit about our training with Vicky in a minute, just one kind of last question for you all. Is there, and this might be a bit of a thinker, is there anything in your career journey that you've learned along the way that you sort of maybe wish you knew from the start, or that you'd like to make sure that people who are thinking about heading into a career in marketing cloud now should consider or have a think about? Kerry, do you want to go?
Yep, I certainly can. So I'm gonna do two here. So one of them, particularly with Marketing Cloud, when I started, I don't have the connections or the network that I have now. And also when I started with Salesforce, and I worked very much on my own, and I didn't try and sort of join or look for user groups, and I sort of tried to learn it all myself. And then the more that you step outside of that, the more you realize that there are plenty other people on social media or on LinkedIn, or that you can go and in normal times go and meet in person, who are going through a similar sort of thing. So that sort of solidarity keeps you moving. And also, I mean, I've been working with this platform and these, you know, on Salesforce for 12 years, there's still stuff I don't know, right? I am learning every day. The rate that this platform sort of evolves, like it's almost impossible. Well, it is impossible, I think, now to have an understanding of all the cloud products. And I think it's important for someone who's been in the space for a long period of time to say, do you know what, I still get imposter syndrome. I still, you know, am learning. There are questions I can't answer. There are things I have to look up. This is a continuous learning journey, and that people shouldn't like be put off by that or think they're alone, because we're all sort of finding our way through and using the experience we have, bringing it with us and leaving behind the things we didn't do so well, and not putting them on social media, and just, you know, being human, really.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's really, really important and good advice, and something we talk about across all our courses, no matter which one you're doing, really. And that Salesforce is a big beast. It's a big thing to learn, and entering it, you've got to go into it with this idea of continual learning and continual learning. You're always a student of Salesforce, always. So that's one thing to consider. You've got to enjoy that aspect of it. If you're someone who feels really out of your comfort zone, not knowing all the answers, that might be quite tricky for you. There, do you want to say anything, add anything?
I think from my side, if I were to advise something, is do it now. The more time that goes by, the more people know it. At the moment, I know, and this is why we specialize just in Marketing Cloud, because we know what a huge demand there is out there. So now is certainly the right time to do it. I think this was the case for Sales Cloud and Service Cloud about 6, 7, 8 years ago. There was a huge demand. The demand is still there and it's massively growing, but this is how I think Marketing Cloud is right now. So if anyone is thinking about doing it, my advice is just do it. No pun intended.
Thank you. Bruna.
From my side, definitely something that helped me a lot was doing the admin course and then the marketing specialist course, right? Because even though I'm selling it, right? Just sales, so I just have to demo, blah, blah. No. If I don't know the right answers, if I don't know what's going on inside the tool, if I don't know what is behind, it's super difficult for me to understand what is out there and what I can do it. So as Derek was just saying, we are a big bunch of people selling Marketing Cloud out there. So there is plenty of opportunity for you to be working together with clients, with partners on those implementations. So just get deep dive into both tools, I would say, because then to get a consultant certification, for example, is going to be easier because you need to understand those connections. And take the chance to get this opportunity. Marketing Cloud and Salesforce in general, it's evolving all the time. The pace here, it's unbelievable. We are launching new products and new features in Marketing Cloud at least 3 times a year. So as Kerry was saying, if you'd like to learn, here's the place, because it's a lifelong learning. It's amazing. And do it as soon as you can, because there is opportunities out there, lack of resources, and try to get as much deep as you can, because as much knowledge as you can get, better for you later.
Brilliant, thank you. They're a really good, that would be a really good place to end, but we have just had another question come in. So I just want to make sure that gets answered. That I'm curious to know as to how Pardot fits in to everything, Marketing Cloud and Salesforce. Are they now integrated? Does learning the Marketing Cloud also require learning Pardot? As far as I know, they're separate, but
they are 2 separate tools, right? Pardot, it's a marketing automation tool that is almost native inside Salesforce. Let's say it's completely integrated inside the CRM. We use it a lot for the email channel and some advertising campaigns, right? So Pardot is not being integrated inside Marketing Cloud. There's plenty of lovely tools that we would love to get inside Marketing Cloud, but we don't. And they have different use cases. Pardot, for example, is a product that we highly recommend when we have companies that have salespeople on the phone in a very need of qualified hot leads that are being running and working all the time with a strong platform, marketing automation platform on the side. So those salespeople can have access to the campaigns, to the interactions, and everything else. And the marketing team, by the other side, can see what's going on with the leads that they are generating. So it's a combo that goes very well together. Marketing Cloud, by the other hand, can be plugged in anything else that you can imagine. Marketing Cloud works with third-party data, for example. If we're talking about data that I don't know yet, the cookies that we don't know, the multiple devices that we've been dealing as final consumers. So it's another world, 2 different use cases, 2 different products. We keep talking about marketing automation, yes, but definitely 2 different products. If they are going to merge one day, I have no idea, but probably what they are going to gain is new features, one from another one. But they are very different, and for very different use cases as well.
great, thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
That was really, really great. We are just now going to wrap up with a little introduction to our training. So I'm just going to share my screen. So if this all does sound really good to you and you like the sound of it all and think that yes, Marketing Cloud is definitely the place to be, then good news, we've got our Marketing Cloud training program sponsored by Accenture. It's one of 3 courses that we're running at the moment. So we do have our admin program. Supermums started out in 2016 with our administrator program. It's been really successful, and due to demand, we've launched these other programs. Our admin course now also runs out of the USA as well. So we've got Marketing Cloud because a lot of companies and a lot of mums are saying to us, this sounds like an interesting product and it seems like it's needed. So hence Vicky's got trained up and delivering Marketing Cloud. We also have our consultancy program, and we've also now recently launched a coaching program. So if you're keen to develop your career in Salesforce, we've got Heather and Zoe, who are both qualified coaches, helping you understand the paths you can take. So if that is something you'd like a little bit more support with, we've got that option as well. But you are all here because you're interested in Marketing Cloud. So I'm just going to hand over to Vicky for a few minutes just to talk over what our Marketing Cloud training entails.
Thanks, Abby. So yes, it's been great to hear from everybody and about all the different paths that you can go down. And we have our next cohort starting on Thursday, October 8th. So there's still time to sign up if anybody is interested in joining us. And like I said, I come from an admin background, and I do love how Marketing Cloud and the admin, the CRM side connect with each other. But Marketing Cloud is definitely my favorite product, and just so excited to be able to deliver these courses. We've had 2 great cohorts come in so far, and a really successful program. So what does the program consist of? It is 14 weeks of learning total. And it consists of live webinars, of trailhead modules that we do in addition to those live webinars, we have recordings that we go through and listen to as well to provide you with more information. And we also are a Trailhead Academy partner. So what that means is that we actually use the content from one of the Trailhead Academy courses. It's the Marketing Cloud Connect 201. So if you go onto Marketing Trailhead, you can see the MCC 201 class. We integrate all of that information. Plus, we like to give you a little bit more of the basics. So we start off with more basics than are in that course. And we give you some additional learning afterwards to put you down the path of becoming a Marketing Cloud administrator as well. So within that course, we also get access to our trial orgs. So one of the major differences when you're learning Marketing Cloud and Salesforce is that on the admin side with the CRM, you can sign up for a dev org whenever you want. You can hop into the dev org, you can play around with it, you can get your hands dirty and be playing around and using the product. With Marketing Cloud, it's not so easy. So there's a great Trailhead modules out there to give you information about Marketing Cloud, but it's hard to get a hands-on experience. So as part of our program, we have access to trial orgs where we're able to give you your very own Marketing Cloud instance that you're going to be working alongside a ebook and completing projects, creating your own journeys using Journey Builder, integrating Salesforce and the CRM and Marketing Cloud using the Marketing Cloud Connect, and even be able to just play around on your own. So we have access to that for 2 weeks. And those are trial orgs that you can only get access to by joining a Trailhead Academy bootcamp. So usually you only get access for only 1 week. We've managed to get ourselves 2 weeks. So it's a great opportunity to be able to get your hands dirty, to be playing around with it. And then as it mentions here, you have a capstone project at the end that you're working towards at the end of this trial org period. The trial org period is around 8 weeks, 8 and 9. So we do plenty of learning, all in the theoretical learning to get you prepared for that trial org period. Then we work through those projects together. And then afterwards, we have some additional learning, like I said, to take you down the Marketing Cloud Administrator path. We also have our employability module and an opportunity to work with SAMA Consulting for the first 4 people to sign up. So one of the great things about that partnership is that we're able to provide you with some hands-on work experience after the trial org period is finished. So I'll hand it over to Dar at this point, and you can tell us a little bit more about what that entails.
Sure. So we have done this with 2 previous cohorts that have come through Supermom. And they found it very useful, mainly because it gives the trainees an opportunity to apply the knowledge, the technical expertise, and everything they learned from the Marketing Cloud course in a real life scenario. So they will be preparing using Journey Builder to build a real life journey as if they are a client. Usually they rely on their previous marketing expertise or whatever they learned in the course, and they'll be guided by one of our architects who has 10+ years experience in Marketing Cloud. So instead of going from you finish the course, you're on your own, call it a transitioning period where you get to practice what you learned while being handheld. So yeah, good luck.
Thank you. It's a really important opportunity, and I think quite unique to Supermums, and our admin course and now the marketing course. Having this opportunity is really, really great. And I know it's one of the things that we get really great feedback on, that the trainees have really, really enjoyed that and found it really, really useful, and also useful at being able to then go out and get paid work by being able to say, hey, I've actually put this this knowledge into practice. So for securing that first position, it's really, really important. And definitely with our employability module, we help you understand how you can talk about that and make the most of that experience to really make your experience shine, so you can secure that first role. Go.
No, I was just going to say that at the end of the training experience, we encourage the trainees to build a presentation, so maybe a slide or two about what it is they built. It gives them a bit of confidence. When they go for their interviews, they can showcase what they worked and, you know, provide a real life example of how they applied their technical knowledge.
Oh, that's really, really great. Really good to do it quite soon afterwards. It's amazing how quickly you forget some of that technical detail, especially when you don't necessarily have the org to go around and play in afterwards. So yeah, really good tip there. Thank you. Okay, just to wrap up finally then, a few more further resources. So if you're interested in continuing to learn more about Supermums and Marketing Cloud, check out our career pages, supermums.org. Obviously lots of information there, not only about the courses. You can download a pack about the marketing course on our training page, but we've got these new career pages that Jen's been working really hard on, where you can explore all the different careers that are available in Salesforce. We've got our latest very own podcast as well coming out now. I think we've had some reps from Accenture and some other organizations on that, speaking to our founder Heather. Some really, really interesting material, not specific to Marketing Cloud, but about careers in technology, being a woman in technology. Some really great content there. Really inspiring stuff. Follow us on social, Supermums Global, but also all of our lovely speakers. You can find them all on there. I think we're connected with all of you on social, so you'll find them really easily. It's a great place just to find out all the latest that's happening in the product, so you can keep up to date. I really like looking at customer success stories. I think they really help you understand all that the product can achieve. There are some great videos on the Salesforce website. There's a UK one, but I think there is a .com US specific one as well. So you're almost guaranteed to find a company name you'll recognize and that you will have probably received emails from. So I think that's a really nice to connect with what it is actually doing. There is, of course, every year, Dreamforce. Going to look a little bit different this year, but we were lucky enough to be there last year, Vicky and I, and there were some great keynotes, including product specialist ones. There was one for marketing, and it was called The New Decade of Data, Trust and Engagement. So it's worth just going to YouTube, finding some of those. It gives you a really good insight into what the product is and also what Salesforce hopes it will be for the future as well. And also check out the Newsroom and blog. I have put some of these links in the email that will be coming out to you afterwards, so don't worry about noting them all down now, but there's a good blog, for example, about how you know, the impact of COVID and how Salesforce are helping their customers tackle that challenge head on by using some of this technology. And also we will include, Bruna sent us a link earlier where you can go and look at some recorded demos of the product as well. That link isn't on here because Shani just told us about it when we came online, but we will be sure to include that in a follow-up email. So do look out for that over the next couple of days. But for now, all it may say is thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for your insights. It's been really, really helpful. Find us all on social media. Have a lovely evening. Take care. I hope to see some of you attendees on our course soon. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
I will just hang out here for a minute in case anyone's got any last questions.